guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. So for today, because a certain new movie was recreated into a live action film, I decided we were going to go ahead and draw the original characters from Walt Disney's The Jungle Book. So I have not seen the live version yet. No spoilers. I don't know if they added more from the cartoon version. They probably did. But I haven't seen it yet. I'm really excited. I'm actually gonna go see it this Sunday. So hopefully I get to see how amazing it is and everything like that. But if you haven't seen it yet, go and see the new Jungle Book. And we are going to draw two characters today. So this particular scene is when in the actual movie, the cartoon version of the movie, it's part of the scene where they're singing the bare necessities and they're walking around in the water and everything. So it's really cute, and Mowgli's on Baloo's shoulders and they're in the swimming lake thing, ocean, I don't know what it is, river. So what I want to do is I'm going to draw a circle up here, and right below it I'm going to draw one circle here. I'm kind of going to make it a little bit like a square circle. See how I'm rounding off down and up. See, I'm making it a boxy-ish circle. After this, what I want to do is we're just going to lay things out. So after the circle up here, I'm going to go behind, make a little line right here, go back here. You're going to bring this line upward, down. We're going to make this circle. And this part is ultimately just going to go right down behind. Jump over off to this side. Bring down right here. Down. So we have this part's going down. I'm going to curve this downward like this. And back up. Round it off. Right then, let's start filling in some things. Let's start with Baloo first. So for Baloo, after we made this boxy thing of a circle, I'm gonna bring this out. And it kind of looks like a weird seed, so I've jumped in the middle. If I were to give him his guidelines for his face, bring this side and bring this down, and you have the guidelines of his face, so I brought this up and down. Then I'm going to go ahead and go underneath, open it just a little bit like this. So it kind of looks like a butterfly wing. So if you were to just go ahead and chop this up into bits and pieces, what you're going to do, give him his big nose, which is in the shape of a triangle. And you're jump down over here, bring it off to the side, just how we did Scrat and Nick and Judy and all the other people, all the other animal people. You bring this down to the side and you connect in the middle like that. You're giving him their shape of their nose, and this part would go in the middle from his nose. Bring this down inward. Since this is his smile, I'm going to go ahead and make a line for a dimple. Inside right here, we're right to keep this part because that's his tongue. So if you're going to close this off, make this a little bit of a boxier shape, box it here and box it here, and round up back into that dimple. And then this part would ultimately go into the middle where the eye line is and round it down into that dimple. So if you're going to get ahead, get rid of some guidelines. At the bottom right here, this part of his face, we have a little tooth here and a little tooth here. And then all this would just be the inside of his mouth. Now, we're going to keep this part right here. Make a circle. He has little tiny eyes, not big eyes at all. And they're relatively close together. So we have a circle here and a circle here. Just keep them nice and close. And then the I'm gonna give him his nose ridge. And from right here at the top, you're gonna draw a line from his little nose part. The reason why I split up this part and this part from ultimately this part is because he does have certain markings. He's a dark gray and then like a warm gray almost, but kind of a bear. So then after that, I'm gonna go right off to the side and kind of shape these a bit. So if I shape this eye right here, keep this nice and round. So this is his like eyelash line. I'm gonna draw a circle. And then right here as well. I'm not gonna do much shaping this because we can barely see this eye on the other side. And I'm gonna give that circle there. And then let's shape up his face. So this is straight. And then this part is like all his hair and everything. So before we get to that, we have one eyebrow here. That's just hanging out on the side. And then we have an eyebrow right here above this one. And it's just hanging out here. We don't really see any shine, so I'm just gonna fill in his pupils. Then of course, from right here, we're gonna go ahead and bring this part down underneath his chin. So I'm gonna say right here at the bottom, bring this down, round it downwards. Make sure you have this distinct round part. Bring this down all the way into here, and this will be like his water ripples. Get rid of the guidelines. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go off to the side and give him that one marking of his chest coloring. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a middle, just to give. And then off to the side right here, this would be his shoulder. So down and out that way. And I'm lightly going to draw it right here because Mowgli's legs are gonna be right over his shoulder like he's getting a piggyback ride. So before we give Baloo his ear and his hairs, we need to connect Mowgli a little bit more. So let's jump to Mowgli. So we have this round spot right here. If we were to divide up Mowgli's face, I'd say this is the middle, right there. Round, you want to make it nice and round. And then his eye line would be like that, where he's looking down at Baloo. Now Mowgli doesn't have that too much of complicated eyes like Baloo, so I'm going to draw one circle right here, and then I'm going to jump off to the side just a little bit, and another circle right here. They're not that complicated of eyes. So let's shape up his head just a little bit more. We want to go ahead and bring down his forehead. Just give an indication of a forehead at the top. Bring this down. He has a little cheek. Round it. He doesn't really have a chin. Just keep his face nice and round. We'll stop there. From this part right here off to the side of his eye, we're just going to make a little diagonal line. Bring it up and downward. Nice and round. He has a very similar face structure to Peter Pan, if you haven't noticed that. So he has a very similar nose. So it goes up, it's nice and curved. Make a little pupil. Not a pupil, I mean a nostril. And an indication of a nostril over here, but we want to keep that nice and curved. And of course he has a dark eyelash line that goes on top. And we're going to go underneath and just curve that eye inward. Give him that iris, his pupil, and we don't really see any shine or anything like again. So we're just going to fill that in like Baloo. But you want to make sure that his eyelash line is nice and dark because he has very thick eyelashes. Now we're going to jump over here. And this is where we actually get to see more of the eye. So we're going to keep this part right here nice. We're going to bring this upward see how I turn that line a little bit upward. Go on top. And nice thick eyelash line. See how I cut that up at the top? It looks like a weird angle, like what you make in math. So nice thick eyelash line. And you want to keep this roundness of his eyes. And then jump over here. Fill in that pupil since we don't really see anything. Keep that eyelash line nice and thick. And he doesn't have eyelashes, it's just a thick line. And then I'm going to jump over off to the side. Give him one little eyebrow that's going off to here. And another little eyebrow. Nothing too complicated, they just look like little caterpillars. Nice and thick. And then, let's get rid of this guideline. We still want to keep that nice roundness, but what we're going to do first is just going to make right underneath his nose, just a little bit of distance, round it upward to a nice big smile like this. Close it off with a dimple, and then you're going to leave this line right here, just like that. Come underneath and bring that up and connect into that dimple. So you're going to leave this here. Like that. And then I'm going to jump inside and give him, there's the line of his tongue, and this is like the darkness of his mouth. That's the inside of his mouth, so if I lightly color that in and we see his tongue. So that's all for there. Now we're gonna go ahead and give him some hair. So Mowgli has a part that comes down right here. We have some straggly bangs, and then we have this part that's gonna chop off the side of his face over here. And we're just gonna make this strand right here, and then bring this down, bring it inward, curve upward, go up. You want to make sure this is round up here, nice and round. Bring this all the way back down and into his head. Then of course we have some back parts over here. We'll go ahead and fill that in, where we just have one little strand, and then there's the box side. Alright, so let's start from his part. We have one strand here and another strand right here. And then the rest of his bangs on this side are all just boxy, like this. So we just have these two strands, boxy bangs. Go upward. And from right here, we have this little strand that's kind of unconnected from this side of the box of his hair. And make sure it's nice and curved inward. Go up. And if we get rid of the guidelines from his head, and of course we have the little famous little cowlick that's just kind of sticking up on the back of his head, and a couple little strands back here. And Mowgli has black hair. Now let's piece together Mowgli a little bit more. So we have his shoulder. We're just gonna bring that down. It's gonna go outward just a bit. Then it's gonna curve, so it goes out a little bit, curve upward into right here. So it goes shoulder down and curve upward. Now I'm only going to use this as a little bit of a guideline, but since this is his shoulder, I'm just roll it down, and this part right here, this just helps me to see the shoulder a little bit more, but this part is going to stay. So this is the bending of his elbow, and of course it's going to go, I'm going to stop right there. So we get rid of those guidelines, and now you can see Mowgli's arm. Now this part, you're not going to see much of this part of his actual body off to the side, so it's just going to be hiding behind Baloo's head. Now for right here, we're going to draw Baloo's ear. So I'm going to draw a circle right down here and underneath. Then of course, this is where we would go ahead and build off of Baloo's hair. So if we get rid of the guidelines of Baloo's face, we have his ear, and then from there we're going to start building off of his hair. So we have a straggly part here, hair, hair, hair. And that would chop off of Mowgli's hair. But this part, you definitely want to have these two strands right on top. And I'll go ahead and I'll color in Mowgli's hair, so we're not confused what's Mowgli's hair and what's Baloo's hair. Now Mowgli is holding on to Baloo's hair underneath his ear, so we're gonna go ahead and make his wrist, and this curved upward part would be his hand hanging on to his hair. So we're gonna go upward, and then you're just round it off right here. It's gonna be very easy. Bring this down and into that part of his wrist, and we just made his whole hand. Then this would be his pointer finger that's hanging on to the piece of the hair, and then this would be his knuckles that is balled up right there, and then we have his hair in Mowgli's hand. I wonder if that hurts. So let's draw the inside of Baloo's ear, which is basically go from the top, and there's his hair. We got little pieces of hair, and his hair is going into Mowgli's hands. And this part would go right through his ear and bring back this part of his neck. And then Mowgli, we're gonna come back behind here, behind his shoulder, bring around Mowgli's little diaper loincloth thing, and bring this up there, and we're gonna go inside. So it's like a square almost. Go inside, go down. So we go inside, bring down this side, bring down this side, bring down this side, bring down this side, and if we were to erase this part of Baloo's shoulder, you'd see Mowgli's leg. Let's shape up Mowgli's diaper thing a little bit more. Bring down over here, and then bring down right here. And that's basically the shape of Mowgli's little bathing suit. And then of course, Baloo's shoulders down over this side. And there it is. And then of course, off to the side over here on this shoulder, we just see a little bit of Mowgli's knee hanging on to Baloo in the water. And then, of course, to make it nice and artistic looking, we can, since they're in the water, we give it a little bit of ripples around the water. And we have our two best friends. Go ahead and color in Baloo's nose. Baloo has a couple whisker spots. And there we are. Baloo and Mowgli. They're so cute. Love it. Love, 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 love. So if you haven't seen the new Jungle Book, the live action version of the Jungle Book, make sure you go out and you see it. I know some people have been commenting about how to draw Mowgli and Baloo and Jungle Book characters, so here we go. We've got the two bestest friends in the world. Yes, I'm excited to see it this Sunday. As always, leave in the comments down below who you want to draw next, because I'm always looking for suggestions, just like how I found this suggestion for Mowgli and Baloo. I'm actually quite surprised that somebody wanted to draw Mowgli and Baloo, just because they're so old and I really don't hear that many people who like the Jungle Book. So maybe this live action film has totally turned around Jungle Book's rep. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see y'all later. Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by Dramatic Parrot today. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, and hey, if you liked this video today, make sure you hit that like button as well. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the fun stuff, and like my Facebook page. And if you haven't seen it already, I have started a VloggityVlogVlog channel on WunderlandGurl, so make sure you go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. Other than that, I will see y'all later. Bye!